Welcome aboard the Art Express for a tour of the art world. I'm Paul Larson, your conductor. The train's leaving soon for Montreal, where a photographer finds beauty underneath the skin.
Every human being is beautiful.
Then we'll travel along the Salmon River, accompanied by artists in Malone, New York. And we'll visit the fantastic worlds of an artist couple in Saxtons River, Vermont. Your journey's about to begin on Art Express. A Montreal photographer says our soul is like a photograph, and our body only the frame. Artist Hera Bell enjoys decorating human bodies in a variety of ways, but it's all to capture the essence of the beauty within. As a former fashion designer, Hera Bell used to draw clothes. As an artistic photographer, she sometimes draws right on people.
I like taking photos of people.
Now she dresses models with an eye for fantasy instead of fashion.
For me, our bodies are mere frames of our souls. I try to capture the inner soul of my subject through her outer shell.
In the 1990s, Bell served as editor for a specialty magazine and even created one.
And the hands on your feet?
Since she began photographing full-time, magazines in Belgium, Italy, Spain, Germany, and the U.S. have featured her work.
I'm a very visual person, so photography is just another medium for me to express the visual beauty around me.
Bell accentuates beauty with brushes and powder.
When I'm applying makeup, it's like a painter who's applying on their palette. They choose the colors according to what they want to create as a mood. And it's not different. My subject is my canvas. When I compose a photograph with human beings inside, I will first of all search to create a story about the human being that I'm photographing. So what happens is that to achieve that story, I like to find props, several props, whether be it fabrics, accessories, jewelry, sometimes it's rose petals. Sometimes I will ornate their bodies with leaves, or paint their bodies to add that drama that I want to create in the print.
The first time Bell applied dark paint to a human body, it brightened up a model's life.
Several years ago, I had a female model who was starting my modeling career, who came to my studio, and she was devastated because she was working also part-time in a restaurant as a hostess, and she had a very freak accident. And her forehead was completely slit. She came for a therapy session almost, because nobody wanted to photograph her anymore. Her agency that didn't want to do anything with her anymore. I had to come up with an idea to body paint the scar area, this part on her forehead where the scar is. And then that led to body paint some parts of her body. By blocking the accidented section, we showed most of her beautiful side. Then today, actually, before she used to say, I'm looking at myself, I only see the scars. Today she completely is cured emotionally. She doesn't see her scar anymore because that's not the priority in her life. I am as a person very spiritual. I was always interested into mythology. I was always interested into fantasy part of the life. This is why I put leaves sometimes, and they end up becoming like muses in a forest. Head down. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Or I will paint the body of a human being, and he's going to look like as if like he's coming out of an African jungle. It becomes an amazing adventure for both parties, for me and for the client also.
Model James O'Bore says he enjoys the painting process.
I think it was pretty therapeutic. It was pretty nice to feel. I was about to fall asleep. Even if you don't like certain aspect about your body, there's always something good that can be exploited.
We are all good looking. It's just that there are certain parts in our body that is better looking than other angles, and I just emphasize the better angles, and then I show the most beautiful part of the human being. She
really communicates well. If there's something I don't do right, she's almost getting into the picture and say, listen, you got to do this, that. That's too much. The muscles are not becoming nice.
I create the moods in my photos. Most of them, you think that they are spur of the moment snapshots that I captured the person when she was laughing, or when she was doing a movement, or when she was doing something. No, usually everything is controlled and directed in my photos. The flower here, and I don't want to see the stem here. Close it. I have this executive who comes from out of town, who hires my services to photograph his body. He's been working out. He's in his mid-40s right now, and he likes to get photographed and valorize 5 years of exercising and bodybuilding that he's done. This is the way, in my opinion, that he deals with his midlife crisis, because he doesn't want to age. He fears aging. So he bodybuilds. He comes to Hera Bell, he gets photographed, he shows his beautiful parts of his body, and then he goes home and he's happy.
Bell's happy her photography website receives about 700 visitors a day from all over the globe.
One day somebody from Sweden emailed me, sent me his photo. He was an absolutely beautiful looking young man, and he said that he wants to get photographed by me. And I said, well, I don't have enough of a zoom lens long enough to zoom into Sweden and photograph you. And long and behold, a year later, he actually came to Montreal and we did the photo shoot.
She also uses computers to digitally alter images. This woman posed with a crystal ball, but Bell saw something else in her future.
It's called now Apple Anyone, the title, and a lot of people look at it and say, oh, this is Snow White.
A photography studio with forbidden fruit will surely attract a snake.
One day I got introduced to an albino python. This beautiful creature was 6 foot tall, long, and very heavy.
And when she told me, hey, you feel like shooting with a snake, I went like, how big is it, She went like real big, about your height. I went like, yeah, why not?
After a 2-hour session, my subject told me that every inch of his muscles in his body was worked out because the snake was very heavy and was moving.
Snakes gives good massages.
A year later, when he came back to my studio for another session, he turned around and he said, by the way, how is the snake? How is the albino snake that I posed with? I guess they bonded so well that he was still thinking about that beautiful animal.
Every now and then I ask Hera, so how's the snake doing? Anytime she wants me to shoot with it, I shoot with it.
For me, a successful photo actually is something that is thought-provoking, whether positive or negative way, that people will stop, think, and talk about it, or create an emotion. So for me, that is a successful photo.
The artist also has success with photos that celebrate her connection to nature. You'll find her images on phone book covers, postcards, and advertisements. But her visual style goes beyond photography. She's decorated her house with a minimalist flair and even produced a series of bronze sculptures.
Generally, be it sculptures, be it my photography, I am desiring to express myself. And then at the same time, through that expression, leave behind me something that after my death, hopefully, will live forever. Because I think it's the biggest compliment that you are remembered through the good that you did on earth, that you left something concrete, and then people will remember you. Generations that did not even know you. I find that part very fascinating.
Bell would like to stress that everyone you saw in that piece gave her permission to broadcast their photographs. You may learn more about the artist on her website, www.herabell.com.